max at 13 minutes trying to get that done, and it's so cool to play and so strong. So without further ado, here in the top left we have from Team Megas. It's the Yellow Zerg MoonRise.
Yep, and on the bottom right side, we have from Team Lowlands Lions, it's going to be MSI's BlinQQ.
Mm-hmm. So from his playstyle, which I know, it could really be anything. I think Reaper openings are actually really strong on this map. But yeah, it could really be anything.
Yep, ZVT right now, it's changed a lot because Widow Mines are so good at controlling spaces and also very good in attack. Mutas are a lot more powerful in this matchup, but not too good against Widow Mines, obviously. But what you see often these days is that with Overseers, with Overlords, they try to tank the Widow Mine shots and fly in with a lot of Muta. Can be very devastating in that case because the Widow Mines will always explode on those units, and then they're really of no use whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, this matchup I feel like is going to change a lot in the upcoming months.
Yeah, I mean, it's already changing. Terrans, in response to Zerg trying to bait out those Widow Mines, are forced to park their army more somewhat on top of their Widow Mines, which is not always a very comfortable thing to do, but they have to in order to prevent those Widow Mines from going off too early against, you know, lone lings, roaches, overseers, you have it. And yeah, in the process of doing so, he created a more dynamic matchup. Speaking of dynamics, we see actually a 15 pull here from MoonRise and getting an early gas extractor. So you might see some very early ling aggression coming from him.
It's something you don't see that often because links in the early game against Terran aren't that good because you usually have a wall off. Now he scouted
Yeah.
a wall off, so I don't think he's gonna go for anything too crazy. He might be a little bit scared of Reapers, and I think that's the choice he's making right now. He wants to get speed out as fast as possible so he can react to the Reapers.
Yeah, he did
That's not a
scout.
bad call actually.
I mean, he knows there's a Reaper going on. There's only a single SCV on the map. He skipped the Marine, and he did see the early gas from the Terran. So he knows that the next unit popping out is going to be a Reaper. And from the looks of it, Blink is going to have to use that defensively.
Yep. The drone still being in the base, he's not gonna be too happy because he is gonna die out eventually up there. We see the
Oh,
first Reaper's gonna pop, and I don't know how much damage he is going to do. There will be a Queen as well on the field pretty soon.
yeah, he's actually just going to forego killing the drone. Drone trying to be annoying and was actually morphing into an assimilator in his opponent's base. So now we have the Reaper moving up. There's an SCV next to the hatchery. No Overlord to spot it, even though the links are heading in. But those are going to get taken out pretty fast from the looks of it.
Not if he forgets the micro, but he does catch up on that just in time. Reaper already taking a lot of damage, so he might consider pulling it back so he can regenerate a little bit pretty soon because he doesn't want to go into the main base because there will be a Queen popping out there soon, or one is already out and moving across the map. Queen's pretty good against Reapers. I think you need about 3 or 4 to take them out. And speed is already halfway done, so he won't take that much damage from this early Reapers, I think.
Yeah. So interesting gas heavy opening from both players here into an expansion. Really looking to be the more somewhat dynamic meta because it just gives both players so much more options. MoonRise literally just got speed that gas just to be safe and get early speed out. So very interesting build from him. And now both players are looking to just stabilize and head into the more general mid game.
Yep, looks like it so far. We see a lot of drones coming out. We see some queens coming out. Extra queens gonna come out as well, so they're gonna start that creep spread. That's a really good decision. So good against Terran, of course, to get that creep across the map. It's not gonna give you vision. It's also gonna give you speed. We do see 3 Reapers on the high ground will be more than significant to deal with these Zerglings. Can
Whoa.
also ooh, actually runs in twice.
Yeah, it walks in twice. I'm like, oh, maybe he didn't see the add-on on the factory and the barracks. It's actually reactor on the barracks. Okay, he's gonna swap them. I was kind of expecting like, what are you gonna do with those? But you do want to get Stim and on the one and Hellions on the other. So yeah,
I
we're
think
gonna see
it's
that.
yeah, it's gonna be some Hellions. He could transition into some Widow Mines later. Bio with Widow Mines is a perfect composition actually. It's so good to kite back into the Widow Mines and use
Yeah,
them. A lot of discussions being right now on the forums and on the Starcraft websites because when you have Widow Mines in a Bio army. The Zerg player or the Protoss player attacks it, they will actually prioritize the Marines and the Marauders and not the Widow Mines until they're burrowed because they have no attack.
yeah.
So that's something you could, I wouldn't say abuse, but that's something you could use right now in the current way the game is set up, and that can be very, very powerful.
An interesting move here from Blink, in my opinion, would be just to move out with these 4 Hellions, these Reapers, and maybe make 2 Widow Mines. Maybe he'll make 6 Hellions and then transition into Widow Mines, but he can actually hit very powerful timing against the Zerg by just running by into his main and trying to do as much damage. Because if we look at the Zerg's tech, he's getting. Wait, he doesn't have Lair on the way either.
Nope, he
Oh.
doesn't have Lair on the way either. He has a sort of Protoss-esque wall going on at the front side, but not completely
Here we
walled
have
off just
it.
yet. And these guys are going to do a lot of damage because Lynx are not the best counter to this at all. Like,
No, this is actually going to clear up that creep threat as soon as possible. Very nice move here, cleaning up all of the tumors. Not too good of a day here for the Zerg. And is he just going to charge up the ramp? Spinecrawler actually unburrowing and moving down the ramp, creating a very wide open space, or just leaving it open for harassment. Trying to get us around here, but it's not going to work.
that's a really awkward decision moving that Spinecrawler down there. I don't know why he's trying to do that, to be honest. Maybe to start creep spread again, but this Spinecrawler can be targeted down by this amount of units. You know?
I think he wanted to plant down the tumor there and have it protected, but as you can see, it didn't really work. And this harassment on the front from Blink is just so effective, forcing out so many links from the Zerg, whose tech is incredibly delayed. This drone count is actually, well, it's got an equal with the Terran just now, who's using this as a perfect opportunity to catch back up. And you know what's the Terran going to do? He's just going to pull back.
Yeah, he's just gonna pull back. Those Reapers will heal themselves, and it looks like he's being very cute about it. Actually, repairing those Hellions up. You don't see that often, but I like to see it because why not? It's only minerals you're losing by that. The three SCVs is gonna wave the army away, and yeah, Lynx aren't gonna do anything against this amount of Hellions.
Yeah, and this move out is actually really scary for the Zerg. They're equal on supply, but MoonRise's income is somewhat behind because of mules, and now there's a Marine force accompanying this Hellion Reaper force as well. Even more Lynx being roasted by these Hellions, and I think MoonRise is actually going to have a bit of a hard time not taking too much damage here.
I think he's gonna take a lot of damage actually. Now there are some Banelings on the way, and Banelings are a very good decision against this army composition right now. But they're gonna be a little bit late, I feel like, as he is gonna walk into the Banelings morphing right now, gonna almost catch one of them. Oh, that was some really good damage being done there.
Yeah, that's not how he expected that to go at all. Very nice defense here by MoonRise, really managing to turn the tide, and maybe seeing a bit of counter-aggression coming out of him. Lynx moving towards the front. Are they going to morph into Banelings, or just going to wait for the other Banelings to catch up and do some damage?
Now this Widowmine will have a good time against these Lynx if they do decide to run up like that. He's gonna go for Baneling Bust. I think MoonRise is a little bit paranoid about a drop because if you check his vision, he has absolutely every corner secure with Overlord.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is something that's always nice to see. I think if you send out one Viking, he will have the day of his life. But he's not doing that though. There are 2 mines being burrowed at the front. It is going to be a little bit risky. I would have liked to see an Overlord at the front. One Overlord does scout the situation. He's going to go and try and bust this. Will get the bunker, and bam, everything dies.
Oh wow, very nice move here by the Terran, microing those Widow Mines to prevent them from blowing up on just a single link. And he's going to reconstruct the wall as soon as possible. +1/+1 actually just finished, like literally just finished for the Terran. So he had actually a very good time holding this off. And yeah, now he's getting medevac, so his play will be a lot more sustainable. Interesting to note though is that his third command center is only just finished, well, whereas the Zerg has been on the third for quite a while. So economically, I think Blink is, I wouldn't say he's behind, but it's not the position he wants to be in as well.
No, but it looks like it's going to be a big drop. And like I said, MoonRise was preparing for it. If you check the vision, he's going to cross these 2 Overlords. Then he's going to wave against that Overlord and see another Overlord on the pad. So if MoonRise doesn't spot this, I think he's not watching the minimap. Or, yeah, he's just going to fly over the watchtower. That's another decision he could take. But not going to surprise his opponent with this anyway.
Yeah, to be honest though, the army of the Zerg is not that impressive, but he has had every single opportunity which he needed in order to respond to this. And you know, Blink, he's going to stim, he's going to move forward, maybe do a bit of damage. But in the end, I think he's just going to pick up and get the heck out of there. There we go.
He actually didn't do that bad at all. I don't think he lost anything there. And he did kill Queen, he killed some units off. He's being really annoying with it, and he's doing a lot more than I expected here. It's a really impressive play from him right there.
No, it's not Starcell bomber, but we'll see if he can get any more significant damage done. So far as he's been stimming his own army mostly.
He actually killed his own marine there.
Oh, he did? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's treason.
That's yeah. That marine looked like a changeling, so they were just making sure that he was not a changeling, and they found out he was not. Now we do have a 4 base coming up for MoonRise, and although there's a little bit of aggression going on from the Terran, it looks like the big move out is going to happen soon. Or he's going to take his 3rd base, one or the other, but he has to do something because the Zerg is just getting all across the map right now.
Yeah, at this point, Terran is looking to hit 2-2 timing, but his army is far from the size which you need to actually do that, and the Zerg has decided to move into Munis. He's also effectively denying the 3rd of Blink by dropping creep there, which is oh so annoying if you're a Terran. You should really try to scout those out before actually moving in. And yeah, we do have a nice Widowmine count, but if his army just gets overwhelmed by Ling Bailing Muta, those are going to null.
Yeah, it's been really annoying with that Overlord, and a little bit of a late reaction by BlinQQ there. Actually, he cleaned that up way too late because it's not going to reduce fast enough. This orbital command will be hindered at the landing process. Now it's going to be 4 base against 3 base, and like you said, the Zerg army wasn't that impressive early on, but he is getting a lot of units. Also, Muta's flocking over the map right now, so that's going to be complementing his army quite significantly. If you see the Muta count on the front of the base, actually quite large already, but he has to be very careful about these Widow Mines. I'm so scared right now that he's going to fly into all of them.
Oh, he's actually moving a lot. Okay, he's actually morphing a lot of Bailings. So I think he might be trying to go for. Ooh, that hurt.
You don't want to do this. This is like walking into a minefield, and he's gonna go ahead and do it. Oh
so
my god, the
taken
Zerg
out.
is not having the best engagement right here. He does get one really good hit.
Oh, he just has too much stuff, you know. There's still a lot of links left, and there's no overseer. Gets a nice hit there.
Nice hit.
Tries to occupy this bunker as soon as possible, but he's just overrunning the front of the Terran.
Yep, he's overrunning the front indeed. And there's nothing left. It seems like there's a few Widow Mines, a few Marines, but also doing some friendly fire with those Widow Mines. The Zerg doing a lot better than I expected. That 4 base economy must have really kicked in, but it looks like the Terran is gonna go and hold off this attack just barely.
He did take a lot of damage though, and keep in mind that the Zerg is currently on 84 harvests off of 4 base, so his income is huge. You know, especially compared to a Terran who's mining like half of what the Zerg is at this point. So his strategy very simply seems to be Ling Bailing Muta and just go.
Yep, Ling Bailing Muta, followed up by the late game Ultras, which the Cavern just is about to finish up. Now it doesn't mean he's not going to be aggressive, he is going to be aggressive. And these Widow Mines are trying to burrow in the best possible position, but they're both unburrowed as his army moves in. And these Baners are going to take quick work of that wall.
And actually picking up inside his own base and dropping behind the wall in. Doing a pretty decent job. Muta's now trying to flock in, actually going for these SCVs. And how does the Terran defend this? Well, from the high ground. And is he going to win this engagement? Yes. And now he's just going to go for the command center.
Yeah, he does defend from the high ground, but it does mean that everything on the top side of the natural base is going to be exposed. And that he was exploiting that for a little bit. The Zerg is still being a bit annoying there. You gotta realize though that the Zerg is still on 4 bases, but he did get dropped in the meanwhile, and this drop not gonna do that much damage anymore though, but did deny the base he was gonna try and throw down right there as a 5th. I think he has to do something. He has to either drop or be annoying at some sort of level because he's taking so much damage, and the Ultras are gonna be absolutely devastating soon.
Yeah, and he should spot this Ultralisk knowing what's coming, and he's started Marauder production again. So his army composition is perfect. Marine Marauder, Widowmine, Medivac. But it's really just a tale of economies. He's so far behind in terms of income, and now we have another huge force of the Zerg moving out across the map.
Yeah, the only slight advantage he does have is that he finished up 3-3 a little bit earlier than the Zerg finished up his own 3-3, so for the next few seconds he's going to have a slight upgrade advantage. He's even throwing down bunkers in the middle of the map. Widow Mines still in a great position, but last time, even though they hit absolutely everything, he managed to lose that engagement just because the Zerg is playing like a Zerg, swarming his opponent with lots and lots of units. Muta's going to start poking into these almost done bunkers. I think this is going to be a very interesting attack coming up.
Yeah, I mean, the best move from MoonRise, I think, would be to just try to flank as much as possible. he could try to kill the rocks, heading towards the fourth of Blink, and then try to swarm around him, which would be just incredibly effective because it would disallow the Terran from effectively kiting back. Speaking of which, Blink has managed to get up, picked up to 160 supply and is dropping into the main, trying to pick off the Ultra Scaffolding, but it didn't really work out. And he's now trying to run away from these Mutalisks, which is of course a futile effort.
Yeah, but it's a future effort indeed, but you want to keep those Mulas busy, you might as well do it. You might even unload some of these Marines. No, it doesn't manage to do that. If they're chasing something, it's better than if they're in your base trying to pick off SCVs, I guess. The Terran is, however, getting back into this game a little bit because he is on 170 supply already. The Zerg's giving him some time to make an army. He's doing exactly that, and Terrans are really good at defending, so the game is not over just yet, but it's looking very grim for BlinQQ as his 5th base just finished up. It's gonna get saturated, the Zerg's gonna have so much gas, and I really don't know what he can do right now. The drops haven't been working for him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at this point, MoonRise is just 100% in control. There's really nothing that Blink can do to actually take initiative except from drops, but those are being shut down really effectively by the Mutalisks, and he has no map control. He's just contained to his part of the map. He hasn't even bothered to try and take a fourth, so he's just trying to survive, but that's just a tale without an end.
Yep, it is. We see more Banelings coming in. It's just the same composition this time with a lot of Overseers, some Overlords for the mines, because I think he noticed that there were some mines by BlinQQ, and of course the Ultras being added into the army, making it ever so more powerful. He's gonna make sure there's no 4-base from the Terran going up. He is not even attempting it at this point.
Yeah, if you're a Terran and you don't have a 4th base at the 23-minute mark, then you're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna have a very bad time. Now I like what he's doing with the bunkers. I mean, he has to defend somehow.
Oh yeah, it's fine if you want to just survive. Muta's actually managing to swap into the main, into the natural, and take out a medevac. And to Blink's credit, he has managed to get back up at 200 supply, but it's really not where you want to be. We have Overseers now moving into the swarm, trying to take out as much damage, and now here the entire force comes. Blink trying to kite back and do as much damage as possible against this Obelisk, and the Marauder's being really effective. And wow, he takes a really good trade there. But look at the production tab.
If you check the units lost, you will see that the Zerg has lost a lot more, but also he has a lot more units to spend. Look at the production tab right now. We see 112 Zerglings coming up. There's also a drop going up at the top side, which someone pinged. I don't know if it was you.
Yeah.
Anyway, doing some damage up there, and the Mutas will take short word of that.
Blink actually trying to get a planetary fortress up at the top right, but the question is, will he be able to hold it? It seems like MoonRise is like, okay, well, I'm so far ahead in bases, I'm just going to go again. And it looks actually like the base in the top left was also sniped. I mean the bottom left of MoonRise. He's remaking his hatchery. Well, there was already a lot of creep here, but never mind. He actually sees this Baneling army being morphed in and just takes it out again. So Blink, he might not be in an ideal position, but it seems manageable from this point on.
Yep. Now, with BlinQQ actually making a planetary there, he has to also make a turret, I think, against Muna. But he gets his 4-base. That's really what he's needing. He's not going to starve out anytime soon, even though the Zerg's out-macroing him quite significantly. He has been very effective in the trade. And this could go into a very long game if he manages to hold off 1 or 2 more armies.
These Mutas.
These Mutas are actually getting into a bad position. Some of them picked up, and there's a Widowmine trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap, and he doesn't want to fly into that. Oh, he just unbarrows, but I think he saw it. I think he saw it. He's gonna go for it. Does he have the one-side barrel? Yep, he does. And nope.
Oh,
that's
big
so
loss
disappointing.
there actually from Blink. And actually in the top right, which is completely undefended now, except for the planetary, is now going to get focused. Blink just trying to get his army up there, but the planetary is already dead before he could say goodnight. And is actually MoonRise going to fight here? He might actually try to.
Yeah, but MoonRise finally has a chance of engaging the Terran without the bunkers, without the ridiculous mine position. And these Banelings are rolling in, taking off some of the Marines right there. And good job by MoonRise cleaning this up. Oh, so cost efficient.
Did you see that? I think the most casualties were actually done by the Widow mines here. And Blink just GG's out. He knows there's no way back.